Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Shut Door or Door Shut coming back to you with episode 15 of Direwolf20's 1.18 mod pack. And today we are doing something exciting. We are going to get the power of flight. So, first things first, make a diamond ring. The diamond ring, completely just sped by that. 4 diamond blocks, which is extremely expensive. 4 diamonds, and then an elytra. And then we take that and we surround that with gold blocks, blaze rods, and some feathers, and we equip it. This actually goes into this angel ring slot, which is awesome. And we have flight. So something I want to know, I don't think this actually is affected by being in the air, like mining speeds. Like I think this is actually legitimately normal, but I'm not 100% sure. I'd love to get the air affinity one, but I don't have any XP because I just actually used it to repair some of my tools. Um, Hence this thing. Yeah, so we have flight, and now we can do some pretty cool things, such as go view our wind turbines without crawling up a several high tower. Right now, we can come up here without having to worry about that, worry about taking fall damage, all of that jazz. We are free to take to the skies, right? And then, of course, if I wanted to just, yeet, and yeah, I won't die. So, definitely something that's awesome. If you guys are not getting the angel ring yet, I do advise to get this because, I mean, you can also just, like, take a flight through some caves or, whatever you wanted to do, right? Actually, this is a man-made cave. I kind of walled off the top of it, but it's fine. So, what are we going to do this episode besides get flight? Well, I have some ideas, but I'm not 100% sure how viable they are just yet. I actually haven't cleared out my inventory fully because I still have a backpack full of junk from the end. But I think for now, we're going to kind of ignore this, and we are going to look at power. Okay? So at resonant, I think, resonant, whatever this is, deep resonance, is there a book for this? Got a tank. I'm not seeing a book. Yikes. At Pachola, I think. Do we have a book in here for it? Not seeing anything here. Huh. Mm-hmm. What to do about that then? Because I don't know actually anything about deep resonance. It has been quite a long time since I've actually touched deep resonance, and I was kind of curious on how we actually use this. Let me look into it. Alrighty, so after a quick bit of investigation, the manual is not in this anymore for some reason, but I think I have a nice understanding. Alrighty, so after a bit of time, I think I understand what's happening. Okay, so let's not type in A's there. Let's get rid of this stuff. So what I want to look at is how to start this mod, right? So first things first, I want to get a tank. And the reason I want to get a tank is because I actually want to test some things before we get too far into this mod, because I'm not sure if I really want to get into this yet, if I can't automate this enough. So we'll need some of this resonating ore here. We're just going to go throw this into the smeltery. This thing. Real quick here. And you get 8 per. And I'm just going to smelt up quite a bit of it because we will need quite a bit of it to actually get started here. It's a little bit of a waste of ore, but that's fine. So let's see. So I want to grab a tank for one reason specifically. So from what I can understand, if this is still accurate, because I was watching a video from 1.16, I do believe, we need to have lava be from, how many is this, like 16 buckets? we need like 15% of this to be, or 50% of this to be filled with lava at each time. So let's grab the actual lava tank that's over here, because we'll need to make magma crucibles as well to actually get this probably going, or a ranged pump. But I kind of want to get the base of this set up so we can actually look into this. So let's put this down. Let's grab some buckets, which I have plenty of. We're just going to grab one, actually. And we're just going to fill this up to about there. Okay, so that looks like it's about full. Okay, I don't know how much it holds, so let's just keep going. Okay, so it holds 10 buckets. So let's take out 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go for 6,000. So here's my question. How do you monitor the amount of fluid in this? I mean, you could use other things, right? Probably in this mod pack, but I want to test if a comparator actually does anything for us. So let's see here. So if we put a comparator here, and we run a line, okay, so that's the extent. So right there's where it ends. So if we were to put another bucket here into this, okay, so yes, this does power that. So what I'm thinking is, because this is going to be in the ground, we can actually have a redstone link type of situation that maybe powers a pipe from a tank. Also, it's kind of weird that this is like open. Anyway, so yeah, we'd be able to do that. We just need to be able to transfer that signal from the very end to this, and once it hits, so for example, I think I have a redstone lamp up here. Let me go grab that so I can demonstrate what I'm talking about. So what I'm thinking is, so this needs to be at a certain level, right? So if we were to put this here, this should light up, okay? And actually, yeah, that's right. So if I take this bucket away, it should still be lit up because it's at 6,000. So if I take this away, it should not be lit up. Put it back in, it should be lit up. All we need to do is have a redstone link, because if this goes below, right? If this goes below that amount, we turn this off, right? So what I'm thinking is, right as this hits, you have a redstone signal that turns off a pipe. So for example, let me grab this pipe here, which this will not work, by the way. I'm actually going to, that's fine. It's not really wasting lava or anything. Because I'm thinking, where's the pipe wrench? So in this, I would have an upgrade that would be redstone on, and once it hits 2, or hits 1, it should activate and turn that off. Let me go grab a pipes upgrade real quick so I can demonstrate. Alrighty, so if we put off when powered, we'll probably do off when powered, right? So what I'm thinking is, if we remove enough of this, right, that should turn off, fill it up to just enough, right? That's fine. 6,200 is enough. Okay, so if I take another bucket out, it looks like it's constant, 6,200. So this is what we would need to be able to deactivate this at the right thing. Okay, this is not the spot that I really should be setting this up, but it's fine. For right now, this is kind of a testing thing. So what do we do with this information, right? Well, we actually need to create something else. This is called a smeltery, if I can type correctly. Smelter, not smeltery, smelter, okay? We need filter material, which is gravel, sand, and coal or charcoal, but I'm going to just use coal. So we'll grab some sand, we'll grab some gravel, and we'll make some of these, which we'll need quite a bit of these, so I'm just going to grab as many as I can. 64, that's fine. All right, so smeltery. We need some sort of smooth stone, which again, just grab it out of here because I keep forgetting I actually have stone in here. We'll grab the resonating machine frame, smeltery, and we'll also need another tank. Tanks are going to be important from deep resonance, if you couldn't tell. Just because they're more compatible with the with its own mod, right? So we kind of want to use these. I'll need obsidian. Let's just grab a little bit more obsidian here. So tank. Alrighty. And we're going to set this up outside for right now just because I'll move it later. We're not going to be powering crystals out here. We're just going to be putting this stuff here. So first things first, smeltery. Second thing second, tank. I'm actually going to go grab a tesseract as well. And also 30 of this, I believe is the correct amount. We're kind of doing like a mod tutorial basically right now, and it's kind of funny. So some of these, I believe, and then tesseract. I spelled it right, I just didn't see it for a second. So we need a diamond block. I forgot how expensive these things are. Do I have any diamonds? I do. I just threw them in here for some reason. Okay, we'll just throw them on the table for right now. I don't need them on me. It's not a good idea because I'll always lose them. All right, so we'll then throw this here. Do shut. Let's just do lava channel for now. Receive, activate. Okay, and that'll power the smeltery. We'll then throw in 30 resonating ore. And it's not working. Is it because of this? No. Does that have lava? What? How did that get lava in it? I am very confused. And this is actually not a good thing, by the way. Hold on. What in the world just happened? How did that end up getting lava in it? Okay. Let's go for emptying this tank. Can I empty it? I don't even see the lava. That's the problem. Fluid pipe. This. Alrighty. And then this needs to actually be emptied, which I will do by doing this. We're just going to empty that completely. Okay, disable, enable, put that back in here. Off when powered. And then we can actually just do this. Okay. So if I put this back down, see, it has lava in it again. What in the world? Okay, I'm going to pick it back up. Am I like effectively duping lava? Hold on. Okay, I have to check. Before I keep doing this, I have 1389. Okay, 1389. Okay, yes, I'm duping lava. I do. That was not that was an unforeseen circumstance, right? Let's not use this then, which is not a good thing, might I add, because I don't know if it's gonna work without using those. But let's look at mob grinding utils and just look at their singularity tanks. They're pretty nice. I'm not duping lava anymore. Honestly, that's kind of annoying. Okay, throw that there. Will this work? So let's throw in 29 of this. I don't know if it's going to output at all. I'll be back. All right, I don't think we'll be messing with deep resonance anytime soon. I've got nothing. Like legitimately, this tank is empty, and it should have been filled because I just did all 30. Nothing, not at all. Um, yeah, I don't think deep resonance actually functions. Let me look into it, see if there's a mod update or something. Alrighty, so we got this to actually smelt. I did update the mod, and the pack has actually been updated since that last segment. So the mod was updated by Direwolf20 and the team behind this pack. So the official version now is the correct one that actually functions, and we now have the deep resonant. I don't even know what this stuff's called. Just basically liquid crystal. So what we actually need to do now is transfer this into another tank. So let's get another tank here, which I do believe needs iron, some of these, and some obsidian, and some glass. Okay, so we'll actually grab a few of these things here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be fine for right now. And the reason we'll need 4 of these is going to be something later, right? So I want to put this through a, where is it at here? Purifier. This purifier is our next little thing we need to craft. So let's see, do I have any? I do. Nether brick. I picked this up out of a chest, I think. And we'll also need whatever this is. So compressed stone, so stone. Oh yeah, that's a lot of copper, by the way. And here, stone. Okay, resonating machine frame, purifier, and we'll also need our filters that we made, the filter material, and we'll also just grab a hopper and 2 chests. We'll grab 3 chests because I don't think I actually have a hopper remaining. So we're just going to make one. Alrighty. And we'll need some sort of fluid extraction. I believe we have something like that, right? The fluid pipes from pipes. And we should be able to grab the pipe wrench real quick. So how we're going to want to do this is basically we're going to put a tank here. Actually, no, we don't want a tank. Kind of forgot. And did that do... Okay, no, it just added metadata, so now it's not going to do that. Okay. So we'll put pipe here. Tank here. Purifier. Chest. Hopper. Actually, hopper. I don't think, guess we don't need our chest for that. And that should put the filter material in here, because we will need quite a bit of this, and it does dispense whenever it's used. So that's what this chest in the front is for. And what we'll do now is we will right click with the pipe wrench, and you can see that it's transferring. So we actually need 6,000 of this to actually make a crystal. At least that's the older versions. I have 7,400, which is fine. But this will slowly but surely start processing. I hope. I hope this hasn't changed. I know Direwolf20 made a video about this. This video has been, recorded a little bit before its actual... what do you call it? Before it's actually released. So, I don't really know what he's released since. Okay. So you'll see that the purity in this is actually increasing. And I'm not 100% sure why it wasn't actually working in here. Maybe it just took a minute. Here, I can pop this off real quick. Is it actually going to work? Because the older versions, you were able to put the tank, the purifier would purify in the tank, and it would slowly but surely purify this whole thing. But I don't think it's going to do that, so we're just going to put it back in here, and that's fine. I might get some fluid pipes real quick here, so we can just kind of cycle it through. And since this isn't pure, I have all of them on me. I just completely cannot see that. So, so we'll just put this back through. Just do this. And since this is 34%, it's going to add to the purity of this whole batch, but it will not be 35, of course, because it's adding just to the overall amount. But the quality is 91.7%. I'm not 100% sure why. I think it might be the lava and the amount we have in there not being enough. Not 100% sure. Of course, there's no manual for this right now. So, yeah. So we originally would get like about 85%-ish of purity. But of course, since it's not overall 100% quality, which I'll get into what these actually mean in a minute here, but the purity will hit probably about 83, 84%, and we can increase that with the laser and the lens a little bit later on here. So yeah, this mod is actually really interesting because you are, doing this, but I will be back whenever this gets to a higher percentage. It's going to take a while. It's going to take quite a bit of this, and also don't void these. These actually have a use, which is dense obsidian and dense glass. You will need this because the crystals at the end of the day make radiation when used. Dense obsidian is better than dense glass, but of course, if you want to see inside, dense glass is a good option still. But you can use normal obsidian, but it does not work as effectively. Dense obsidian is pretty much the way to go, right? But you will still have radiation outside, so maybe put this in the sky. Who knows, right? I don't know the actual effect radius. I know it affects the chunks, but I'm not sure how it actually does it, right? I don't know if it would go downwards to the surface, or if it just goes in a radius around itself. Not sure. So that's something to be tested in the future here. And I don't think we have like a void dimension, do we? That'd be a cheesy way to do it, right? Oh, we actually do. We have a void dimension, so we could just throw it in there. Never have to worry about radiation. Just throw it in the void dimension. That's not a bad idea. Okay. Options. Yeah, this is slowly but surely going, so I will be back. Also, I brought my crystals out here because we will need these in a little bit, because there's a little bit more we actually still have to do. So, yep, be right back. So, actually, before I finish this, let's look at something really nifty. This is called a valve. So, we actually need some more filter material, which I'm just going to make. So, we'll need some coal. We will need some sand. And let's make a little bit more filter material, just so we don't have to worry about taking any of the stuff that's currently in the process, right? So filter material, let's grab a valve, resonating machine frame, and I believe that was, what, comparator? We have quite a few comparators in here from my explorations around the world. Okay, so valve, there we go. So this is actually going to be very useful for our next steps. Of course, since this pipe is here, I'm going to actually do this behind here. Not a big deal. We'll put this here. We'll put a tank here after we configure this. So you can see that we have a purity, a strength, and efficiency. So basically, this is actually allowing for you to declare which values you want in this liquid when... So if it hits this percentage, because these are the minimum, right? We'd want this to say, we want to hit 84%, right? I'm not 100% sure if we will hit 84%, so if we don't, I'll change it, right? But we want to, the maximum amount of liquid in the bottom of tank, we'll do, let's do 6,500, okay? Redstone mode, ignored, apply. So what this will do is we'll be checking for a purity of 84, and of course, let's just put this at 1, because strength and efficiency is not something we've changed yet. So we'll put this at 1, we'll change nothing else, we'll click apply, and we'll put another tank here. So whenever this hits 84%, this liquid will be pulled out by the valve, thrown into this tank, and then we can actually do some other stuff with this. Okay. So now what we can do is we can actually get what is called a laser. A laser is actually pretty cool. And so let's get a laser and a lens. And we can clear out those two things. So it looks like we need some diamonds. Looks like we need some emeralds. I really do need to go get some more diamonds. I've been not mining as much as I should. So definitely have to do that between episodes. And we'll just grab some more glass or something to make some glass panes. And what else did we need? Okay, that was it. So we grabbed a lens. We need a resonating machine frame and some gold. Okay, so here's our laser. Here's our lens. Let's then go out here. We will need power for this, by the way, so it is kind of a good thing we put the Tesseract towards this direction. Right there. Perfect. Okay, so we're just going to put this on a block. Might as well, just because it's one higher. I think we do this, we do this, we do lens. Okay, and I'm thinking this is how it's going. So you see this bar here. We won't fill this yet, but you can see that there's a little crystal icon. Using spent crystals, which are crystals with 0 power left in them. As you can see, if we actually go look at the crystals over here, you see 4.4% power left, which means that's how much you have to actually drain out of this crystal before it's spent. A spent crystal, or an empty crystal, basically, is useless. You can't repower them, you can't do anything. So I could use some of these crystals, but the purity and all of the other factors kind of just make these absolutely awful. So I'm not going to use any of these to gain power out of them. I'm actually going to just straight up throw them in this laser, which will then, fill this bar, and we can actually purify some pretty cool things here. The problem, I think, I'm not 100% sure if it's been added. Aha. Oh, well, hold on. Okay, so there's actually JEI integration now, which I didn't know about. So yeah, tank below 40% and 60% lava. Okay. So 40 and 60. How much is a tank? That's so let's see. So if I take this tank, because it doesn't actually tell you how much the tank is, right? 16 buckets. Okay. That is 8 is half. I mean, we can change that if that'll make it better. Let's grab some redstone. I am basically just like straight up. I'm gonna move this sooner or later, but this is kind of just the basics, right? So let's go take this out. Actually, I need an empty bucket, right? Because that's the frequency I've set this on. I will also need the create wrench. Somebody did point out the reason it does not work whenever I right click or sneak right click on a redstone link is because I'm holding food in my offhand. I won't take the food out of my offhand. I'm too lazy. So let's just do that, create wrench this. And of course this is going to fill. We will take oh, hold on. I didn't mean to actually make that receive the that. I mean that. Okay. Okay, so that is not enough. We could actually just add 2 here. And of course this will be strong again because it'll fill by itself, which is fine. We're not processing any more crystal right now, so this doesn't really matter that much. Okay, so that's going to fill. Not enough. I think this should be about fine. I think. Here, hold on. All right, bucket. Yeah, I think that should be fine. If we don't get 10% quality or 100% quality, oh well. Alrighty, so after a little while, we're still, we're still going, right? We're at 77.4%. This isn't actually going up anymore. I think we're at a point where we're gonna have to kind of move this liquid on. Actually, I know why it's not leaving, by the way. It's because of the strength. But I think it's still going. Okay, it is, just very, very slowly. So let's talk about other things real quick then. I'll set this back to like 83%. I will turn this to 1. Let's talk about the laser. Okay. So JEI has integration now. And let's talk about what we really want with this, right? What do these things do? So purity is the basic, hey, does this emit a crap ton of radiation or does it not? 100% purity means that it wouldn't emit that much radiation. Of course, that can be condensed by dense obsidian. So the lower the purity, probably the more you want to cover this thing because it does affect chunks and it'll also give you like radiation poisoning, which is hunger, slowness, all that jazz. Strength is the overall RF this crystal can produce over its life cycle. Efficiency is how much per tick this can actually produce. Yeah, so I mean, you could make a crystal that has a whole bunch of strength, a whole bunch of efficiency, and it kind of gives you a ton of power all at once. So I mean, 100% everything is a really good option. So we have things like an Ender Pearl that gives you 2% efficiency. Um, I believe this says up to 100, but it's per 500 millibuckets of resonant crystal liquid. Okay. So basically, what that's telling you is at 6,000 buckets, divide that by 500, right? So it's not that much, right? It would take a lot of ender pearls to actually make this pure. So that's just a thing to keep in mind. Also, the way I'm looking at this, by the way, is right clicking on this to look at these recipes. So just so you guys know, we have quartz where the efficiency is 7 plus, 7% plus, 500 millibuckets, of course, up to 80%, minus 1% purity. So the thing is this liquid can actually go through the purifier as many times as it needs, right? As many times as you're willing to throw it through, it'll accept it. So you could set this back to, I would say, probably a good 30%, right, of purity, cycle it back, and, just keep repeating. Because the thing is purity can get to a certain point where it just starts messing everything up. So don't let the purity actually drop too much, or it could just mess everything up. At least that's what I remember. So there we go, right? We have gunpowder, which of course, takes away purity. But strength and efficiency is a pretty decent thing for 500 millibuckets. More purity, glowstone. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here, right? We've got this thing. The dimensional shards really wouldn't be a bad thing. Gold, prismarine crystals, nether stars. So the thing is with nether stars, though, you could definitely get a whole bunch of these. But the problem, of course, is this negative 60% purity. It really would take a toll on the liquid. Of course, running through the purifier over and over again, and maybe even just throwing it through some ender pearls, a whole bunch of stuff like that. But you've got emeralds that make it more pure. So yeah, you've got tons and tons of options, right? And I think what I would want to do, because we can't change quality. Quality is strictly this thing. We need to keep the lava level at a certain, extent, and that's what affects quality. So I don't know if the purifier can't make this 85%. It may not even be able to make 100%. I'm not 100% sure how quality affects everything overall. But yeah. So I think what we should do is probably get some dimensional shards, maybe like a stack or two, throw them in there, and just see how far we can get it, right? I think that sounds like a really good option. And of course, we'll have to make more of these crystals over time because we will run out, right? They do deplete, um, just like most of these crystals in here are depleted. So I'm gonna let this keep cycling, and I will be back with you guys in a second. Alrighty, so after a while, I kind of just gave up. It just kept hitting 78 over and over again. So we're gonna grab some of these crystals out of here. We're gonna throw them into the laser. And we're gonna try this out just a little bit here. So a little too fast on there. I think what we'll do is we will throw in some emeralds. So we'll go half a stack of emeralds, and we will grab a lever of some sort. Actually, I think I have cobblestone on me. I just probably need a stick, and I don't want to make a stick, so I'm going to look for my sticks. There we go. Okay, and we'll make a lever here. If I can just stop throwing stuff on the ground. This should, in theory, work. Okay, you see it's working. It's going. It's cruising. We're at 80%, 81%. I'm going to try to make this as pure as possible. I can go get more emeralds, right? Also, this is still, using this stuff here. So we got to be careful on that fact as well. You can see that this is very, very slow. But over time, we could definitely get this going. Honestly, if I really wanted to, I could probably get this to go, make like purity, like pretty much just obliterate the purifier. Go find a, what are they called? The people that spawn the Vex, the invokers, or something like that, something that drops emeralds, and just make an emerald farm so we could actually just make this 100% based off of creatures. Okay, so we're at 91.7. I don't think we can go higher than that. We can't go higher than the quality, it seems. Yeah. So we can now get some strength. So strength, what did I say we could do for strength here? We could just grab some of these dimensional shards. I think I have some, or plenty of them. Not 100% sure. Yeah, I have quite a few, and I can always get more. I always see that stuff, especially in the end. So I'm not afraid of using this stuff here. But yeah, we could actually set up multiple lasers that traverses this whole thing. I actually couldn't get the valve to work, so maybe I was doing something wrong. Yeah, so I don't know. Because I thought I was doing everything correctly, but apparently I wasn't. But I'm going to let this go. Get this to as high as this can go, which is 80. And I think we'll move to... Actually, we'll just probably crystallize it. There's no point in just keeping going, because this thing isn't really going to be that great at the end of the day anyway, because of its actual quality, right? So I don't think I'll be able to do too much more. Maybe I could throw in some quartz to make it more fit. No, I couldn't even do that, really. I think the only 100 is actually this. Nether stars and gas tiers. Stuff that really hurts it, which I mean isn't the worst, right? I can definitely just get that back up, but I'm not going to. So I'll be back whenever this is better, and I'll see you guys in a second. Alrighty, so let's crystallize this, because this is actually as max as it's going to go, apparently. So we're going to throw this bad boy down here, which is a crystallizer. If you don't know how to make a crystallizer, it is just 2 nether quartz, 3 iron, 1 gold, 2 glass, and a resonating machine frame. And we'll need some fluid pipes. We're just going to pipe in... actually, I guess we can't pipe in, right? I guess it needs to be in a tank, so we'll just pipe in through a tank. Okay, so we'll put a tank on top. We'll throw this, hopefully, empty tank here on top, not on the back. This has actually got something in it, I think, yeah. So we'll throw that there. We'll do this. And let's see. Hold on. The reason I just hit that is because I'm actually trying to get 6,000 exactly. That's a little bit more. And then we'll need to power this thing, which we can just run this line here. And we should be powering this. Hopefully, this is actually how it's going to be working. I hope. Honestly, there's not a whole lot of information, right? This machine will crystallize the liquid crystal from a tank below it. Okay, so below it. Alrighty. So we can actually just pick this tank up. We're going to have to automate this sooner or later, by the way. Right now, kind of just trying to figure out all the quirks with this, and there's a lot of quirks, apparently, with this mod. It seems like there needs to be some updates made. But yeah, you can see that we are getting a crystal, that little thing right there. And you can actually see inside here is 3%. So I'll be back whenever this hits 100% so we can actually look at this crystal. Actually, well, I might as well. Let's look at this real quick. I know I keep saying I'll be right back, and then I'm just like, oh, you know what? Never mind. All right, so let's get an energy collector. Okay, so we'll need a diamond. And yes, I'm running really low on diamonds, but hopefully, once we get this complete, we actually can use the digital miner a lot more and actually mine for some diamonds that way. That'll be awesome. I hope that's going to be the case here. So we'll need a resonating machine frame, and we'll need energy collector. We'll also need a generator part, which requires some more redstone. I think I have plenty in here. Not really. Just enough. Okay. Resonating machine frame. Generator part. And I believe that's everything. Because I actually have an ultimate energy cube, which holds 102 million FE. Hopefully that'll be enough. I hope. Gotta be sad if it wasn't. But I'll be back whenever this is done, so we can actually use this whole crystal thing to get some power, and hopefully be able to power the digital miner for a little bit. Of course, we'll need to automate this so we can get refined storage or what do you call it? Refined storage or AE2 up and going. I know Direwolf on Twitter said that AE2 is currently having some problems, so a lot of the stuff he wanted to do with it isn't really in the pack. So I probably won't do AE2. I'll probably just do refined storage like he's doing, and then maybe or sooner or later switch to AE2. I actually do plan on making this series run quite a lot longer than the last episode, because I think I want to go through almost every mod in the pack. There's some that I probably won't touch, like Ars Nueva and I don't know, there's the other magic mod that's kind of prevalent. I want to touch those, right? I want to get onto those. I really don't use magic mods that much. Botania I might stay away from. I might see what's new. Probably won't go too in depth with that mod because I use it all the time. So there's some mods that I might not go too in depth on, but yeah, so we'll have to definitely check that out. So I will be back in a bit. Alrighty, so I've taken the crystal out. It just, pops up here. It's actually currently trying to go again because of the fluid that's still remaining, but it won't be able to. I probably actually will just destroy this and get rid of the fluid in here. Pretty much void the fluid just because I don't need that. 6,000 was enough, right? So I'm actually going to wrap up the episode here because it has been a solid episode. It's been a little bit longer than needed. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next one where we will be activating this crystal. Bye bye.